the girl casually spat out the mouthwash. In the blink of an eye, the mouthwash began to expand crazily, as if by magic. It grew bigger and bigger, filling the entire bathroom in the blink of an eye. The girl's legs went weak from the bizarre scene before her, and she hurriedly fled the bathroom, closing the door behind her. She thought she could keep the terrifying thing behind the door, but who knew that monster seemed to have a life of its own. As its shape began to distort, it actually turned into a puddle of flowing soft liquid and easily squeezed out from the narrow door crack. The girl took out a pepper spray and desperately jabbed it at the monster. Seeing this, the girl hurriedly grabbed a lamp from the side and plunged it fiercely at the monster with all her strength. The monster was stunned for a moment, and the girl seized the opportunity to flee the room desperately. It turned out that just moments ago, the girl had ordered a drink at a beverage shop, unaware that the cup had been contaminated with a virus. The waiter handed the prepared drink to the girl, and she raised the cup and gulped it down until only a little liquid remained. Only then did she vaguely feel that the taste was a bit strange, but she didn't think much of it. But soon, the girl suddenly started bleeding from her nose. What was even stranger was that the nosebleed was a bizarre black color. Before the girl could even be shocked, she suddenly felt a severe headache, which contorted her facial features. Dazed, she returned home. As soon as she entered the door, her stomach churned, and she couldn't stop dry heaving. As a foul odor filled her mouth, she picked up the mouthwash to rinse the taste away, never expecting that the mouthwash would turn into a terrifying monster in the blink of an eye. The girl hurriedly took the elevator, wanting to escape, but the monster was close behind. Just in the nick of time, the girl managed to close the elevator door, but before she could breathe a sigh of relief, the monster was lying on top of the elevator, and even controlled it to stop halfway. The girl desperately tried to pry open the elevator doors to escape, but unfortunately she was too weak, and the doors wouldn't budge. She huddled in the corner in fear, wondering how to save herself when something even more terrifying happened. The monster slowly squeezed in through the gap in the elevator doors. Just as the girl was in despair, her younger brother, Awen, suddenly arrived in time. The girl finally managed to climb out of the elevator with difficulty. Just then, there was a snapping sound of the cable breaking, and the elevator crashed heavily to the ground with the monster inside. The three of them fled all the way to the subway station, boarded the last train, and prepared to go to their father's house for shelter. The carriage was deserted, with only the three of them. The originally smoothly running subway suddenly braked abruptly without any warning, followed by a loud alarm. The girl subconsciously looked out the window and saw that it was that terrifying monster chasing after them. The monster broke through the window effortlessly, separating the girl and her brother. Awen was frantic and told his sister to run. In a panic, the girl desperately ran between the carriages. Midway, she saw a train door, pried it open with all her strength, and jumped out. Seeing the monster closing in step by step, the girl wanted to escape through the station, but the station was already closed. She watched as the monster kept pouring out of the train carriages. In desperation, the girl suddenly heard a whistle and saw a high-voltage electricity sign. An idea flashed in her mind. She jumped onto the subway tracks without hesitation and began to run with all her might. The monster was attracted and chased closely behind. But the moment it came into contact with the high-voltage line, the monster was instantly electrocuted into a pile of charcoal. The girl collapsed to the ground, panting heavily after surviving the ordeal. This thrilling escape finally came to a dangerous end.